YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're continuing with our playthrough of Pokémon Blue, where who the best Rock-type Pokémon is in Generation 1 Pokémon Blue. We've played through with 2 Pokémon so far, Kabutops and Omastar. Today we're going to play through with Golem. Something I want to correct from my prediction video. I call Golem the Magneton Pokemon, and I misread. I can't read good, so it's actually called the Megaton Pokemon. And there's a Pokemon called Magneton. That's why I was like, why is it called this? There's already a Pokemon called Magneton. Why would they call this the Magneton Pokemon? But it's Megaton. I can't read good. Let's go over the stats real quick, and then we'll dive into this playthrough. HP is 80, Attack is 110, Defense is 130, Speed is 45, and Special is 55. And we'll go ahead and dive into the first battle of the game. The first battle is against our rival. His name is Lycansub. We gave a Lycansub. Did we give it a Squirtle or an Ivy? We gave it a Bulbasaur. Okay, just making sure. We could go either way with that, but to make it more difficult, we want to go with Bulbasaur, because then he'll also get a Gyarados, which will make this a harder playthrough. We do get a very easy win over our rival. We do level up. We are on a great level up rate. We're on a medium slow growth rate. And a couple things about this Pokemon. I've actually played this Pokemon before, starting out with Golem. It was in a Versus series with Rhydon. That playthrough took an hour and 8 minutes. Now, what's the difference in this playthrough? One, I didn't have the stats, so I don't know what the speed is of the opposition. I don't know what the speed is of myself. It's just playing, and I didn't really have the graphics or nothing. You're kind of blind to those things. That's the first thing. Second, I kind of know a little bit where this Pokemon's going to struggle, so this playthrough is going to do a lot better. We are a rock ground type. Like I said, medium slow growth rate is the best growth rate in the game. You're going to get levels early pretty fast, and you're also going to level up pretty fast. It paces pretty well throughout the game. We get a critical hit rate of 8.59 because we have a very low speed. We start the game off with Tackle and Defense Curl. We do get some really good moves. We just start off with some garbage moves. We get access to Dig, we get access to Earthquake, Rock Slide, Body Slam. All those things are available to us. We actually get access to Mega Punch as well. But we're going to backtrack after the Bug Force and go face our second rival. This rival battle can go pretty south if we get Sand Attacked a lot, because our opposition can go for Leech Seed and can just sap our health right out of us. So it goes for Sand Attack. It doesn't knock us out, so that's good. And now we just have Bulbasaur. And really, he can't really do much to us. Even if he goes for Leech Seed, we're going to outpace the damage. He's going to retract back. So we get the pretty easy win over our second rival. We're at level 11, and we're going to go right back into the Bug Force and face this last trainer here. And that's going to be a Bug Catcher with a level 9 Weedle. I don't know why you didn't evolve this into Kakuna, but it's a level 9 Weedle, and we knock it out in 2 hits. Get a critical. We don't know if that helped or not. We're going to progress right on from here and go right into Brock's gym. Now, we got to be a decent level to get through Brock. We are the same type as him, but we don't outspeed the Onix, so we got to make sure we outpace, and we got to be able to do some things with this. So we knock out the Diglett in a couple hits. Very good. We're going to go for Tackle and Tackle a couple more times. Really, what can make this battle go south is if Sandshrew decides to go for Sand Attack. It does not. We get a pretty easy win. We're going to leave and come right back. We're at level 16 going into this battle. We decided to do that to get Rock Throw. And it was a struggle to get through Brock in my previous playthrough. That's why I decided to do this. We're only at 7 minutes. That's not too bad. And Rock Throw is going to give us a pretty effective move once it hits. But the problem with Rock Throw is it's garbage accuracy. It's only 65% accurate. They do correct this in later generations, but it's still garbage accuracy. So it is what it is. And right now, we're just trying to knock out the Geodude as fast as possible. The problem with Geodude is he likes to go for Defense Curl, and it makes it hard to knock him out for just using like Tackle because it's a resisted move. And now we're going to go ahead and face Onix. Now, Onix, you got to pay attention, because he's going to go for Bide eventually, and you don't want to attack into Bide. If you don't know what Bide does, Bide will take the damage you deal out over the next 3 turns and deal it back 2 double. So if we're doing Tackle, and Tackle's doing 2 damage over 3 turns, so it does 6 damage, it'll double back to us 12. Okay, so that's what it does. It skips over accuracy checks. It actually has a pretty weird interaction with Confusion, but we're pacing very well right now. He's not doing any damage to us. We get the knockout. We get the win over Brock. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Wakanda forever. And we're going to press right on to Mountain Moon. And in Mountain Moon, we don't have a lot of things here. We do want to battle a couple Pokemon trainers because we do got to get some levels. We know the biggest sticking point in this game is about to come up. But we did add Mega Punch. It's very useful. It's very powerful. It goes off our really high attack stat. And I want to grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, now I think we go ahead and ask. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. Shout out to my dry bread. And that leads us right into our third rival battle, which is on Nugget Bridge. He leads out with a Pidgeotto. Now, we do have a good move for Pidgeotto. The problem is we don't want to use that move. It's Rock Throw. It's 65% accurate. It's absolute garbage. If we hit with it, it would probably one-shot, but the problem is it's not going to hit very often. It's basically a coin flip, whether it's going to hit or not. We move on to Abra. Now, if you just saw there, we did Defense Curl. The reason why is now that we have Brock's Gym, every time we do a stat-modifying move, our attack stat will go up 12.5% every time we do it. So that's why our attack stat right now at the end of that battle is 115 compared to what it normally is at 73. We do progress on, and we face a lot of these trainers, like I said. Ultimately, we need to face a lot of trainers because of one main thing. Misty is going to obliterate us, and we want to outspeed Misty's Starmie. If we outspeed Misty's Starmie, we have a good chance of winning because she doesn't get 2 hits on us, she only gets 1, and we might have a chance to win. And right now, we're going to face this guy here. We did grab Seismic Toss, so you see that on our move pool. Now we're going to go ahead and knock out this Machop and knock out this Drowsy, and this will give us our first real good stab move. Actually, Rock Throw is a stab move, but this is a good stab move because it's 100% accurate, it's more powerful, and that is Dig. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade Mega Punch as well. Mega Punch is 80 power, but its accuracy is also not that great. So we're going to get a much more reliable move in Body Slam. We're going to grab Body Slam right there. Very good. And we are at a great pace right now. For this Pokemon, we're at a great pace. We're at level 29. Our speed is pretty good, 45, but we got to get a little bit higher. I think the speed on Starmie is 56. We're facing our rival. Pidgeotto goes down to 1 hit. And Kadabra, we're going to go for Body Slam on a Kadabra. Body Slam's doing great. We don't have to set up with Body Slam. That's what's great about having it. Level 30, and we're going to go ahead and back. We fought a lot of extra trainers in this. I just want to let you know that. A lot of extra trainers. Now, right now, our speed going into this battle is 50. Now, it outspeeds the Staryu, but Starmie speed is 56. So we're not where we need to be. However, we do get some good RNG with this battle. We get a Dig. We get a 1-hit knockout. If it went for a defense, what's it called? X-Defend, it could have been bad. But we do get the win. That was lucky. We could have got some bad luck there. And I think in the next playthrough, just playing that a little bit more free and loose and not having to backtrack will save a lot of time. And we're beating Boomer the Hiker. Dig knocks out all of his Pokemon, and he goes for self-destruct. We win and move right on to Celadon City. We are taking on Lieutenant Surge's gym now. It does not make sense to take on Lieutenant Surge. If you have to face the SSM before you face Misty because you need levels or maybe you need Body Slam or something, it doesn't make sense to backtrack and face Lieutenant Surge and then go through Rock Tunnel. So we went through Rock Tunnel first and then backtrack to face Lieutenant Surge. He can't do anything to us anyway. The only Pokemon that can hit us is the first Pokemon. It has Sonic Boom, and we have a lot of health. So we get a pretty easy win over Trash Man Lieutenant Surge and move right into the Rocket Game Corner. And the next portion of this game is going to be an absolute slaughter. We're going to obliterate everything. We had to over level to make Misty competitive and to give ourselves a chance. And what I mean by chance is we had a little bit of luck. If she'd have gone for a different move, we might have got knocked out. If she'd gone for X-Defend, we might not have one-shot. But we gave ourselves a chance because we had a good enough range to one-shot her. And we also were a high enough level to tank a move from her where usually she'll just obliterate you. We moved on to Giovanni number 1, Wanavani, and all of his Pokemon will go down to 1 move. Like I said, we're level 37, and we haven't even gotten our 4th gym yet. Erica is the 4th gym. We haven't even faced her yet, and we're almost at level 40. That's how much we had to over level, which is fine, and I knew that was going to be the case. It's probably going to be the case with a couple other Pokemon that we're going to play through here in the future. But now we're facing our rival in Pokemon Tower. He's a cheater. Gyarados has Hydro Pump at level 23. Doesn't get level 41. Body Slam's a one-shot on the Pidgeotto. Body Slam's a one-shot to Gyarados. We switched to Earthquake to make sure we have a super effective move against Growlithe. I don't think it mattered. I think we could have just one-shot regardless. Kadabra goes down to an Earthquake, and Ivysaur goes down to 1 Earthquake. We obliterate our rival, and that's going to be how the trend is going to be for a while. We move on to Erica. Now, Erica was a trainer that I didn't want to face until I was confident we're going to be able to one-shot. And right now we're facing one of her Stooges in here, and it's just going to be a one-shot. The fact that the Pokemon is Poison type is weak to us, but Grass resists us, so that's why it's a neutral damaging move. You didn't see this, but the one on the far left next to Erica, we faced her, and it's an Execute, and we got put to sleep, but we ended up winning, but we almost got put to sleep, and it could have been bad. Well, we're going to one-shot the Victory Bell. We're going to one-shot the Tangela. I don't know why I switched to Rock. I know why I switched to Rock Slide, because it doesn't resist Rock moves, it only resists ground moves. And we one-shot the Vileplume, and we get a pretty easy win over Erica. And we're going to move right on to this gym, which is Koga's gym. And we have a massive advantage in this gym. I'm not even going to mess around. Earthquake is going to one-shot every single Pokemon in this gym. We are out-leveling them. We have a very powerful move in Earthquake. It's 300 of effective power against all these Pokemon. We are not going to learn Explosion. It has no use in a solo playthrough. And we're going to one-shot this Weezing. Critical hit, don't know if that mattered, but we get a very convincing win. And we're going to move on to the next gym where we're going to get a very convincing win, which is Blaine. Blaine is the Fire Gym Leader, and he's going to lead out with a Growlithe. And we have, like I said, a very effective move. We're going to go for Defense Curl one time, up our stats a little bit. Actually up our speed a little bit too. We actually level up right after that, so it didn't even help. But we're going to one-shot the Rapidash, and this is what we didn't want. This is why we wanted to outspeed. It's because Rapidash is going to go for Fire Spin, And if it can make it so we can never attack again, but it's a very inaccurate move, so you just got to outlast it. Get a very easy win over Blaine, knock out his Arcanine with 1 Earthquake, and that leads us right into the Silphco battle against our rival number 6, and he leads out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot is going to go down to 1 Rock Slide, very good. Gyarados is the next Pokemon. If we hit a Rock Slide, it's a one-shot, very good. Now if he missed that, he can go for Hydro Pump and one-shot us, so it's very risky. It's why, like I said, it's better to choose Venusaur just to make this a more competitive game. If we chose like Blastoise, he's not going to have a grass Pokemon. He has a grass Pokemon, it's Exeggutor, but he doesn't have a grass move, he just has Psychic. And we one-shot across the board. Very convincing win over rival number 6. We'll move right on to Giovanni number 2, Tuivani, and he's going to lead out with a Nidorino. Nidorino has a weakness to Earthquake, so we're going to go for Earthquake just across the board. We don't have to set up. We're going to sweep this entire team. Kangaskhan comes out, that's a one-shot. And Rhyhorn comes out, we level up, that's a one-shot as well. And then Nidoqueen comes out and one-shot that as well. I will tell you, I didn't put this in here. I usually put this in here when I do this in a playthrough. I actually fought the Karate Dojo. Karate Dojo gave us a couple extra levels, and right now we're going to go ahead and face Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. She is a Psychic Specialist, and she's going to lead out with a Kadabra. We're going to go ahead and go for Defense Curl. And the reason why we're doing that is we want to outspeed the Alakazam, which is the last Pokemon. I don't think we'll level up in the middle of battle, which is why we're doing this. Our speed right now with the badge boost is 119, and Alakazam's speed is 115. So as long as we're hitting, we're going to one-shot every Pokemon here. And the only thing we have to worry about is we got confused while we were setting up. So that could be bad, but it doesn't matter. We beat the Alakazam, we outspeed, we knock it out, one-shots across the board. And that leads us to our final gym leader, Giovanni, and he's going to lead out with a Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn, we're not even going to have to set up here. We're just got to go for Earthquake. We might do 1. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2. That way we can outspeed the Dugtrio. Dugtrio is the only Pokemon that's going to hit us if we don't outspeed. And he's going to hit us with Dig. And Dig would be a super effective move against us, so I don't want that to happen. You also go for Sand Attack and mess up this battle. So that's why we went for 2 Defense Curls. It ups our speed fast enough that we outspeed the Dugtrio. And even though we level up, we don't need to really outspeed the Rhydon. We get the 2-hit knockout on the Rhydon. We get a very easy win over Giovanni number 3. And that leads us right into our next battle, which is against our rival. Rival on the way to Victory Road, rival number 7, and he's going to lead out with the Pidgeot. Pidgeot's going to come out, and it's not, for some reason in this battle, it doesn't show the Pokemon on the right side, but Pidgeot goes down to 1 Rock Slide. Rhyhorn comes out, Earthquake's a one-shot, very good. Gyarados comes out, Rock Slide, as long as it hits, it's a one-shot, very good. Next move that comes out, next Pokemon that comes out, I should say, is going to be Growlithe. Now, right now, we're going to go for a couple Defense Curls are going to up our stats and make sure we can outspeed the next couple of Pokemon. Alakazam comes out, we outspeed now, so Alakazam's a one-shot. And then the final Pokemon, unless we get a crit, or we got a critical hit and it actually still knocked it out, get the win and head on to the Elite Four. We're about to head into the Elite Four, but first let's look at our stats and our moves. Our stats are as follows. Our out-of-battle stats, attack is 195, defense is 220, speed is 111, and special is 125. Our in-battle stats, with all the badge applied, is attack is 219, defense is 247, special is 140, and speed is 124. That's pretty good. Let's look at our move pool. I don't plan on changing up this move pool in the Elite Four. I think it's going to stay exactly the same. The only thing you might change is maybe add Rest. You might also add Mimic. I think that's actually something I'm going to add over Defense Curl eventually, is add Mimic. Body Slam, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Defense Curl. Like I said, Mimic is a decent move, so we're probably going to add that at some point. We could add Hyper Beam. We could add some other stuff, but this is the move pool we're going to go with, and we'll change up as we see fit. The first member of the Elite Four is Lorelei. She is an ice/water specialist, and she leads out with a Dugong Gong Gong. Now, Dugong Gong Gong is weak to Rock Slide. Now, a couple of things here. I over-leveled earlier to combat Misty because she is a water type, because we're 4 times weak to water moves. That same philosophy has been applied to this battle as well. We are 10 levels higher than our starting Pokemon for a reason, for a good reason, I should say. This good reason is that we want to be able to one-shot, because this Pokemon could start going for Aurora Beam and really mess up, but it could also go for Growl and mess up our day as well. So Rock Slide, we miss. Aurora Beam hits us, it lowers our attack stat. We still get the one-shot because of the critical hit, but our attack stats now have been lowered, and that's going to make this battle much more complicated than it has to be. Luckily, we could technically, still kind of badge boost and get it back, but we're going to face this battle again, and hopefully we don't miss this time. Rock Slide, it's a one-shot on the Dugong, very good. Felicia comes out, it's going to be a 2-shot. So close to a one-shot. It misses, thank goodness, and now we get to go ahead and we can set up on the Slowbro. Water Gun, it's going to do a little bit of damage to us. It is what it is, but as we, use Defense Curl, it's going to up our special, so we're not taking as much damage. We knock out the Slowbro in 2 hits. Jinx will go down in 1 hit. Do we one-shot the Lapras? That is the big question. We should. We do not. However, it does heal, so we don't have to worry about taking anything back. We get the win over Lorelei, move right on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. We actually have a very huge advantage in this battle. We just have to spam one move, and that is Earthquake. Earthquake on the Hitmonchan, Earthquake on the Onix, Earthquake on the Hitmonlee. Nothing here, I think, outspeeds us, so we don't have to worry about being outsped. So we just gotta spam Earthquake, and we get a one-shot on the Machamp. We do not. Submission does nothing to us. We get the knockout, get the win over Bruno, and move right on to Agatha. Now, Agatha can be scary because we do not outspeed her Gengars, so she can put us to sleep. She can do a lot of bad things to us. She has the lottery. She can put you to sleep, paralyze you, confuse you, poison you, all those things. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a defense curl, and that's going to help us speed up. Now, we don't outspeed the second Gengar, but it does give us the option to outspeed the first Gengar, and I don't know why she keeps switching out. She's just helping us out, so I'm not going to complain. Earthquake one-shots to Gengar. Arbok comes out. Earthquake one-shots to Arbok. The only thing she can do now is confuse us, so that we might hit ourselves in battle, but she doesn't. We knock out the Gengar, get a very easy win over Agatha. I don't expect that being the same way in the second playthrough. And now we're facing Lance. The Dragon Master, he leads out with the Gyarados. Now all this, we got to get the one-shot. Do we get a one-shot? We do get a one-shot. I'm very confident in what we're about to do in this battle. We're going to do Defense Curl, up our defense a little bit, get some extra stats, boost stats around it. Earthquake's going to one-shot the Dragonair. Earthquake's going to one-shot the second Dragonair. Now we have Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is weak to Rock Slide, so if we hit it, it's done. And then the last Pokemon, which is Dragonite, we're going to go for Rock Slide as well. We probably could have gone for Body Slam just to be more consistent, but Rock Slide's super effective. Get a very easy win over Lance, and move right into our final battle of the game, our 8th rival battle, the champion, and he leads out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot's going to come out, and we're going to go for, what we're going to go for here, Defense Curl, very good. It's going to up our stats, and the only thing we really need to outspeed is the Alakazam. So we're going to go for one more Defense Curl. He hits us with a Sky Attack, does nothing. So we are boosting all of our stats. Our defense is super high right now, and our attack's very high. Our speed and special are pretty high. So this should be a clean sweep of his team. And we're going to one-shot on the Rhydon. We one-shot the Alakazam. Gyarados comes out unless we get a crit. Rock Slide should be a one-shot as well. We probably could have gone for Body Slam to be more consistent, but we'll take it. Earthquake's a one-shot on the Arcanine. We just don't want to level up. We don't level up. We don't have to worry about anything happening there. Very good. We knock out the Venusaur. We level up after the Venusaur. We're at a very nice level, and we get the win over the champion. And now we are the champion, and we get a time locked in at 53 minutes and 44 seconds. This is a massive improvement over, I think I did this about 2 years ago, over my playthrough I did 2 years ago in my Rhydon versus Golem video, where we had an hour and 8 minutes and 40 some seconds, 53 minutes and 44 seconds. And honestly, I think this Pokemon can do better. And the reason why I think that is because we only had one reset. When you have one reset or even 0 resets in a playthrough, that means you're playing pretty conservative. And in hindsight, I think I did play pretty conservative, but I think I can be a little bit more free and loose with some strategies. Like instead of having to go and face a whole bunch of trainers and taking 5 to 8 minutes facing extra trainers, I could literally just maybe face Misty 2 or 3 times in like a minute and have quick resets and maybe save time instead of having to go find all these extra battles. So that's something I can do. That's something that can definitely be done. I think the moveset's correct, so I don't think there's a lot of correction needs done there. Defense Curl is something we hung on to throughout the entire game. We could have added Harden, but there's no real difference in the two. Actually, Defense Curl is better because it has more power points. Harden does the same thing. They both up your defense by 1 stage. If it was like Screech, that'd be a little bit, or not Screech. If we gave you like two stages of like upping, I think it'd be a little bit different. But actually, having 6 is better because you can badge boost 6 times. But let's go and look at the tier list and see where this Pokemon lands. So at a time of 53 minutes and 44 seconds, this Pokemon lands right smack dab in the middle of the B tier. Golem is right behind Dragonite and right in front of Pinsir. So the fact that this Pokemon landed in the B tier is actually a big surprise to me. I was just hoping to get this done under an hour, and we got this done under 55 minutes, which is like a whole nother tier. I expect this Pokemon to be right around like Raichu or Magmar or something like that. But this Pokemon really surprised me. It outbeat the best bug type. It almost outbeat I think it's going to outbeat Dragonite in the second playthrough. I think it's actually going to be Diglett. And I consider Diglett to be a much better Pokemon. But to be fair, Diglett, if I did one more run with Diglett, I think I'd get under 55 minutes as well. But how high up can we get this Pokemon? Do I think it's going to get under 50 minutes? Yes. Do I think it's going to be anywhere near the top of the A tier? No. I think it's going to be right around where Marowak is. I think it is slightly better than Marowak. It's going to be right behind Magneton. And it's kind of fun that Magneton and the Megaton Pokemon, the ones the thing I couldn't read, are going to be right next to it. That's my guess. That's an educated guess. I think it could happen. I might adjust these a little bit here in the future. So if this changes in the next video, don't freak out. It's just me adjusting like how they look and kind of line them up so they look like they're good. What does that mean about this Pokemon? What I think about this Pokemon? Well, I think this Pokemon's solid. I think it can do better. Like I said, I think a sub 50 run I think is in the cards. There's definitely a way to shave off 3 minutes. If you don't have to over level, if you just want to do like a risky strategy, I think we can do that. So anticipate this Pokemon have a lot more resets in the next playthrough, but I think we can probably shave off at least 4 minutes of this Pokemon getting into the A tier. Do I think it's going to get put any dent into like the top 10 or 15? Probably not. I don't think that. But Golem's a solid Pokemon. You could add Golem to your team, and you're not going to have any problems. I think he's a good member of a team. As a solo run, it's risky because water type Pokemon are just going to obliterate you, and grass type Pokemon can obliterate you. But it's really the only things you have to worry about in Generation 1. You'd think fighting type would be an issue, but there's not a lot of fighting type moves, so you don't have to worry about that. And this Pokemon progresses pretty well. You do start with one garbage move, Tackle, but you eventually can resolve that just by progressing through the game. But I did like this Pokemon. So here's what's coming out next week, so you guys are prepared. We have an optimized version of Granbull in Generation 2. If you didn't see my video, that came out on Wednesday. We had Snubbull playthrough. He does evolve into Granbull in the playthrough. But we had a very good playthrough, and it's like a top 8 playthrough. And I've never played through that Pokemon before. So starting out fully evolved, I anticipate this Pokemon might have like a top 1 or 2 finish. Maybe a top 3. But I think it could possibly be one of the better Pokemon we've played through in Generation 2. So I'm very excited about that. And then next Friday, we're playing through with Rhydon. Rhydon is a Pokemon I think will come in slightly behind Golem. Now, Rhydon in the playthrough I did with Versus, Rhydon ended up getting a time like an hour and 11 minutes. So can we get Rhydon under an hour? That's going to be an interesting question to ask, because Rhydon has what Golem lacks, which is move diversity. Rhydon does not lack. He does not lack move diversity. Rhydon has so many moves. Like it's almost like paralysis by analysis. There's so many options, you just don't know what to pick. You really just need to lean into physical attacking moves because his special's garbage. That's really the thing. But he still has access to all these moves. Like he has access to Water Gun, Bubble Beam, Surf, Thunderbolt, things like that. He has access to pretty much everything. So this Pokemon has the tools to get it done. The problem is it's slower than Golem. So you have the same problems, and you're in a slow level up rate. So that's why I don't think Rhydon would surpass and beat Golem. He didn't beat him in the Versus series. And now that I know the stats, it's probably going to have an advantage just like Golem did. We will see. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of Golem? How do you think Rhydon's going to do? What do you think of Granbull in Generation Granbull in Generation 2 optimized playthrough? What do you think of that? I think that's going to go. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please like, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. You get videos like this all the time. Comment. It helps out the algorithm. You guys know all that stuff. I go over it in a lot of my videos, and it's near the end. If you made it to the end, you're awesome, because that actually helps out the algorithm watching to the end. So I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.